As the holiday season winds down, many of us will be taking our Christmas trees to the curb. But instead of sending them to landfill, there are a few ways in which you can extend their usefulness throughout the year.
Christmas trees are a little bit different than cutting them from the wild. These are grown on farms. So trees, boughs, planters, garlands, they are all properly grown crops that farmers in Canada actually supply. Right. So that's a good thing. But what we do with them afterwards is a bit of the problem.
According to earth.org, if a Christmas tree ends up in landfills, it produces an average carbon footprint of 16 kilograms of carbon dioxide. Gardening expert Carson Arthur says that's not only bad for the environment, but a huge waste.
When we put it at the end of the road or we put it into the garbage, that's awful because these are such gardening gold.
So how do we use it? Let's talk a few ways of how to make your Christmas tree evergreen.
Right, so when you're taking your Christmas tree apart, start at the bottom and work your way up, taking off all of these branches. So with your branches, you're actually going to be removing all the smaller, softer segments, cutting them off like this.
Okay, so like that.
Yep, not fingers.
Not fingers.
If you have hydrangeas in your garden, rhododendrons, azaleas, you want to take all of these little pieces and put them around the bottom of the plant. As they naturally decompose, not only do they add acid to the soil, which is what those plants are looking for, they add fiber as well. So they feed the plant and they help the plant stay more hydrated during the hot summer months.
When it comes to the thicker stems and branches, Arthur says it's best to compost them as they take much longer to decompose. Decorative stalks with berries should also go into the composter.
A few other things that we need to be paying attention to is obviously the trunk, the biggest part of the wood.
Right.
And we don't want to let this go to waste. Now, for burning purposes, soft wood, Christmas trees actually burns very, very quickly and leaves a lot of ash. Ash is good in the garden, that's a good thing, but more importantly, these are fantastic for feeding birds. And what you do is you just do a pilot hole, drill right in, create a little bit of a pocket, and we're starting to see more and more suets like this, which can actually be squeezed straight into the hole.
Arthur says compared to artificial trees, real Christmas trees are a more sustainable way to celebrate the season.
When we go with the artificials, unfortunately, many of those plastic trees can stay in the landfill 100,000 years plus. When we're working with natural products, it is biodegradable. Feed your plants, feed your garden. That way, something that brought your family joy over the holidays keeps on giving.
And when it comes to wreaths and garlands, be sure to remove all the wires and other accessories before you repurpose the foliage. For City News, I'm Dilshad Burman.